Love that hat, bro.
Everybody loves the hats.
You're a freaking wizard, bro. That's so
Hey,
cool.
thank you. Thank you. What's good, man? What's good?
Oh man, so many things happening. I just got out of a meeting currently.
Oh yeah?
Uh, yeah, big stuff, man. Like, so I'm doing the NFT stuff, the art stuff you've seen, whatever. But I'm
Yeah.
also facilitating some like major deals. Like we're talking about billion-dollar deals right now.
That's good.
I'm working with some native territories, native states, and their tribal leaders,
Uh-huh.
and basically rebuild their infrastructure based on the blockchain and NFTs and stuff like that. And
Tribal levers.
yes, some native. I forget the actual tribe, but they're based out in South Dakota. So the way I got connected with them, to make a long story short, I met a guy Jeff at the place that I'm at now, which is called Stoneway P.
All
One of the
right.
best places ever. This is my partner Will. So I was here chilling, just eating on my computer, and this guy, just noticed that I hadn't been eating my burger because it was just sitting there, and he mentioned something. He was like, "Hey, if you don't eat it, it's gonna get cold. I'll eat it." So we got to talking, and I told him I was working, and he was like, "So what do you do?" And then I told him about the NFT stuff. So he told me that he knows this gentleman named Greg Wendell, who owns a large collection of Civil War era guns. Not just Civil War era guns, but little bighorn battle guns.
Okay.
So he has General Custer's pistol. He has very, very famous highlighted weapons from the
Wow.
battle. He has the pistol that killed General Custer. Um, oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh.
They want me to NFT them and help create an auction to do like some kind of charitable thing to use that money raised to put back into the to put back into the community, the native community, because Greg Wendell co-owns the guns with this native tribe.
How does
And
that work?
um,
Not your deal, but
yeah, yeah.
how do you connect a physical to an NFT?
So, I mean, honestly, very easily with the applicability of the blockchain, man. Like anything is possible. And
Okay.
with NFTs, it basically expresses the blockchain in a more tangible way that it can be visualized and minted on the blockchain, smart contracts, terms and conditions, everything. So basically, what the idea is that they house these very expensive guns, very historical weapons, and they don't want them to go to collectors. They don't want to end
Okay.
up in somebody's private house and locked away. They want them to end up in a museum, and they
Okay.
want to use the NFTs as a way to raise funds to bring back into the the native community.
Okay.
So what we've offered them and proposed to them is basically, like for example, we're gonna take a pistol, General Custer's pistol, 3D render it, NFT it, and then gamify it and use that as a way to teach history through maybe a VR game, a VR space, and tokenize it somehow to where you can interact with historical figures and use the gun of actual General Custer
Ah.
himself. Yeah, so we're going to try to create an
That's
educational
dope.
based way to gamify these NFTs that are tied to history directly, and then the physical guns will actually be housed in a museum. I've spoken with the Texas Civil War Museum today. They're going to get in contact with their head art curator or their head curator. But what we've also kind of decided is that we're trying to push them to also just create their own housing venue, so their own museum. So they're about to receive a large sum of funds from the Trump administration, from the Biden administration, all this stuff because of the pandemic. They're
Yeah.
going to be receiving upwards into the billions of dollars. And so our idea was like, hey, you can NFT this, and if like forget having a museum be involved, just build your own. Like, and also we've offered to build them a museum in digital space too. So imagine
Right.
like going to Uplift to go to this museum to see these guns that are gamified as well. And
That's dope.
you can take a part of history and you can use General Custer's gun, or at least see it in 3D render, and, be tied to an important part of history that can be forever verified on the blockchain. History can be recorded truthfully and honorably, and we could actually, really help these native culture thrive
That's
and restructure them. Yeah, because the government has screwed them over so much. You know what I mean? Like these people, they've been left in the dust, as we know. Like the Native American culture here, we've done them so wrong as
oh
a country.
oh
So now,
oh
so
my
what
god,
they're
yeah.
Yeah, so what they're planning on doing is restructuring their entire infrastructure, and they want to base it in the blockchain. And basically what we're going to do is cut out all these industries that are not necessary: governments, IRS, lawyers.
The
We're going to
bullshit.
yeah,
The bullshit.
we're gonna restructure their own own society. Like, we're not just gonna modernize them. We're gonna transcend the entire system and put them ahead, light years ahead of everybody, by introducing them to NFTs in the crypto space. So we're not just gonna catch them up. We're gonna surpass everybody.
So in a way, you're like turning that particular group in a form of into a form of like Wakanda, where like they're their own thing and shit. That's dope. That's
because
dope.
because they're all about the community, and like I said, the Native American culture in itself, in its own right, has been detrimentally offended in various ways, and to the point where it's affecting people. There are people who their quality of life has been lowered a lot, and all because of the U.S. government, all because of U.S. corporations. They're limited to their own tribal areas, and so what we're going to do is change their world by transcending the system itself, by cutting out a lot of industries that we don't need, because we have the capabilities to do it on our own terms with our own smart contracts, with cryptocurrency and the blockchain and NFTs. So we're going to elevate them.
Because what I understand of the NFT and the crypto world and the blockchain is, the number one thing that I get from it is that it's all about cutting out the middleman.
Yeah, forget trying to get a loan from the banks. We are the banks.
Yeah.
Forget getting a lawyer to create contracts. We are the lawyers. We create the smart contracts ourselves. Forget the IRS. We are the Treasury. Like, we don't need them. And we're proving that right now.
So how long have you been in the game?
I've been dealing with cryptocurrency since 2011. So I'm 10 years.
So you put some time in it.
My whole I live, eat, and breathe it.
Nice.
And now that I'm involved with this NFT stuff, I've been consumed by the NFT world since early March.
This year?
My nephew. So I got involved in mid-February. I got introduced to it, but my 18-year-old nephew passed away February 16th, and so that kind of propelled me. Yeah, it's been very hard for our family. I mean, even now, it's definitely something that we're working through.
Yeah.
And but because of that, it's enabled me to really focus on the NFT aspect of it. So like after his funeral, I basically dove head first into the NFT world, because it helped me with the grieving process. I needed something to push forward to kind of, I knew when I talked with my sister, his death, changed our lives, and will change our lives indefinitely. It was just a matter of us deciding how it was going to change our lives. So the moment this happened, I knew that my life was changed forever, but I didn't want it to be in a negative aspect, because I wanted our family to move forward. My sister still struggles with it, and so does our family, which I do too. But I used all that energy and all that pain and really kind of centralized it into focusing on this NFT space. And it's really helped me out, because it's given me a way to do, to take the focus away from that hurt and that pain. We love him very much. He was like a son to me. I've helped raise 6 out of my 9 nieces and nephews.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Really?
Yeah. And
man, I was going for 27.
Thank you. I have good genes, man. Everybody thinks I'm a lot younger, especially with the crowd that we're working with. We're talking about $30 billion deals, and they're like, "How old are you?"
How old are you?
I'm like, "Hey, I'm an adult, man. I just have, I'm blessed with my heritage and my genes that I come from a good culture."
You keep that young mindset. That's my biggest thing. When you keep a young mindset and you stay in the young realm, you remain young.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I have my nieces and nephews to thank for that, because I've had 9 to 10, and I have a daughter who's 11. And so I've been there. I raised them. The first 5, 6 of them, I helped raise them. I remember I was in high school, and my sister would go to work. I would stay home and babysit, change diapers, and so his death really impacted all of us, because he was all of our sons. And so losing one of them is too much, and I've really tried to use that energy to kind of propel myself forward. And so the opportunities that I've been given have been a blessing, only because I truly believe that he's with me in all aspects of life, and
of course,
and him being in the spiritual realm now connects me directly to anything divine. And so I have
energy doesn't die.
like I got a first link, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to the divine world, and he's that link, and he is empowering me to do all this,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And
Yes.
and I'm very grateful for that fact, at least, because we miss him a lot, and we have so much love for him. It's been very hard.
I'm pretty sure he sees you, bro. I'm pretty
No,
sure
I
he
know
sees
he
you
does.
working.
I know he does, and it's just like what we're doing. We're doing it because we want to help people, and we want to change the world, and we can. We absolutely can. And so what we're doing right now, connecting with this tribe and doing all this stuff with these people, like that's what they want to do too. And I think that's the biggest selling point of what we have to offer, is that we're here to change the world, because a lot of people are waiting for the change, and
You have to be the change.
Exactly. We have the systems and we have the systems in place to,
like all
to
the information is out there.
Exactly.
And you have to use it.
Yeah, the blockchain is there, NFTs are there now. Like fuck the government, fuck the banks, fuck the IRS. Like we can do this ourselves, and we are doing it ourselves. We're becoming the corporations.
You just named the biggest crooks in the world.
Exactly, absolutely.
The biggest.
You want to rob somebody and not get in trouble, you become a bank.
Yeah, become a bank.
So we've decided to become the banks. We've decided to become the government entities. Like we're doing it ourselves.
You ever watch Billions or heard of Billions? The show? In that show, it's a really good show. I would like not dedicate yourself to watch it because you're a busy dude right now. But it's a really good show to learn some shit.
What's it on?
Showtime.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just get to this one part. He's in the stock auction game pretty much, right? And he's a go-getter. He's all about it and everything. And there's one season, I forgot his name. Axelrod. There we go. Axelrod, that's his name. In this one season, he's like, he doesn't have to make money. He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
But he sees like these dudes in the background, this camp, and he goes, you see that right there? I want to be where they are. And all they were bank members. They were bank owners. He said, that's where the power is at. I want to be with them. I don't want to have to work anymore. And this guy, that's what he does, work. And he's basically like, they pretty much sit there, talk shit, control the world, and they don't give a shit about the little people.
They don't. And so that's what we're creating is the opposite. We care about our community, and we know that through the blockchain technology and the cryptocurrency that we can really empower people to do a lot for themselves. And at the same time, we can all stand to make a little bit of money.
Before we continue, though, I want you to state your name and your business name.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
That's and what you guys are about.
So my name is Miguel Celis. I'm also known as Kryptic Crypto. I run a Telegram called Kryptic Crypto. My website is www.crypticcrypto.com, cryptic with the K. And so what I started off as is as a sort of like a small production company where I manage various artists and I put them into the NFT scene through my brand. I also offer educational, systems as well. And I also, offer utility for businesses who want to get into the NFT space. Most recently, I have connected with the CEO of Crexil NFT Gallery, who is actually right here with me. He offered me a position as the art curator for their company.
Okay.
The head art curator, and we are housed in the Esports Stadium of Arlington. The Esports Stadium Arlington is the largest dedicated facility for esports in the world, where they house like major worldwide tournaments for like Warzone, Fortnite, Madden, all kinds of stuff, where these are 8 to 10 hour long tournaments. So our stadium also has capabilities of full kitchen staff and able to cater these events. They have back offices and game rooms for these teams that are, have couches, TVs, computers for them to game and train and rest. And that's just our half of the center. The other half is the Arlington Convention Center as well. Our building is owned by the city of Arlington and also the co-owner of the Texas Rangers. So what we are doing with the Crixel NFT Gallery is we are implementing, NFT art in the venue space that I have available. But we also have, William is also the CEO of Cryptech BCI, where we also are offering mining hash power and mining capabilities as an experience to others that want to get involved. We can do that for them through the NFTs.
For NFTs?
Through NFTs. But cryptocurrency mining, correct.
Okay.
We are also in the works of creating a play to earn channel where we have a team of gamers, including me and Will, and we are going to be teaching others how to play blockchain games and earn money for free. How to do it, huh?
Zero investment.
Yeah, with zero investment. And so we have a team, and we have a team of three or four hardcore gamers, and then Will and I have various roles as well. But we're utilizing all these outlets and all these aspects because we are basically touching into every bit of the blockchain that we can to innovate and also to educate people as well, because everybody can make an NFT, everybody can do crypto stuff, and we want people to learn as well. So we are becoming the first NFT gallery available in this esports space. We are also becoming the first esports team dedicated to blockchain gaming. And then we're also going to innovate through cryptocurrency mining and offer capabilities. And so what we're in connection with right now is that we're going to help these native states develop their mining capabilities, develop their educational platforms, and basically implement their entire society on the blockchain through NFTs and crypto as well. So,
man, that's dope. That's a lot.
And that's just one, and that's just one little bitty part of it, man. So like I'm also running. So I don't know if you saw, I went to the Miami Crypto Experience in mid-April, where I was involved with a lot of the team members there. We had Rick Ross sell a Porsche 911 and his brother as an NFT. Yeah, it sold for right under $2 million on auction. So we also are throwing our own event. It's called Shitcoin 2021, which you can go to the website, which is www.shitcoin2021.com, where we are basically, we're taking the maximalist ideas and we're going to destroy it, because we are even finding that there are maximalists within the Bitcoin community. So the most recent example is that there's a Bitcoin conference happening in the first week of June 4th and 5th. And the cheapest general admission ticket is $1,200. The next level is the whale ticket, which is $10,000. If you want to speak at this event, you have to pay $250,000. So that's not what cryptocurrency is about. That's not what Bitcoin's about. They've created something exclusive. We're creating something inclusive. So we decided to have our own event, throw a big middle finger to them, and include everybody. Our event costs $5 for general admission.
Nice.
We have VIP sponsorships for donation-based, equity, and we're also offering, speakers and booths and all this stuff, for a reasonable price, because we believe that everybody should have access to this information. Everybody should be able to participate in these events. Everybody should have a good time. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna party. We're gonna teach. We're gonna educate. We're gonna inform, and everybody should be included. So we're throwing the event the same days as the Bitcoin conference, because we're basically going to show them that, hey, crypto world and these altcoins, like it's for everybody, not for just who has money to afford it. It's for everybody.
It makes everybody, the crypto, the NFTs, and the blockchain, in my opinion, it puts everybody who wants to learn it anyway, everybody on equal footing. Yeah, and like you said before, there's some people who want to bring that bad shit over into that world, but it's honestly, it's not capable of doing that, because you just proved it just now by stating that you can, like, oh, you guys want to do that? You guys want to charge people that much? We're gonna make this gonna be cheaper.
Yep. 100%. Our tickets are $5 for the event.
Yeah, it's equal footing, and then they'll be like, oh fuck.
And all that money just goes back to reinvesting into the community, into the event. Like, we're not profiting off this.
Exactly.
We're using that money. We're using that money to make this happen, so it's more available to people to be.
It gets people to get their voice out.
Exactly, and we're welcome to have any speakers, any presenters, any volunteers, because we want people to be involved, as many people that can be involved.
So are you also? I mean, you mentioned that you were doing VR. How is that? How far deep into that are you?
I have people that are creating VR worlds and have created VR worlds. Currently, I have a gentleman named Jerome. He has created a VR space in the blockchain universe, which is an app on the Oculus currently. He has his own space in there. I have people creating AR worlds. I know the owner of Uplift.
Books, right? Novels and shit. I'm telling you, you should fucking do graphic audio books in the VR world.
Oh man, just wait. So with this native tribe, we're not only talking about gamifying this historical stuff, we're talking about gamifying also artifacts that they have, also replicating 3D images and 3D people from history. So we have an educational based platform in the VR space that we're going to want to create, that you can go to historical sites and visit the Native Americans, visit General Custard, interact with them, learn and play, and also, have it all crypto based, so it's all monetized as well.
That's gonna be fucking fire, man.
Those are the things that we're talking about. Those are the things that we're talking about now. Like everybody's so focused on like what is Bitcoin. We're exceeded that. We're on the NFTs. And then the next level is like people are like, what's an NFT? We're already past that. We're actually in the innovation of business application, real world application. We've exceeded all this stuff. Like people are still asking what NFT is. We're putting businesses in the NFT space. We're already on the next level.
See that.
We're doing things that people haven't even thought of yet. They're still trying to catch up and figure out what the hell Bitcoin and the blockchain are.
Because Bitcoin right now is just currency.
Yeah, Bitcoin is
it's just another form of currency right now to people. And
but there's so many more implications to it that people don't even get yet, as far as the real world business application. And like I said, the biggest part is that it cuts out a lot of middlemen. We don't need financiers. We don't need tax guys. We don't need lawyers. We don't need banks. We don't need the government. We can do everything ourselves.
When it clicked for me in the NFT world, like this is more than just a cash grab, is when I was watching, I was listening to a podcast with Gary Vee, and he mentions he's gonna have to rethink his next book deal. And I was like, oh shit, that means you don't really need a publisher. You can just
make a book and put it as an NFT.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
you can make it. Yeah, Kevin Smith has made a movie and sold it as an NFT, all the rights to it.
He did?
Music videos, yeah, it's all possible, and you don't need a middleman. You don't need, like, I have a NFT production studio that I'm creating, but I'm only doing that because people need a means to get through. But my goal is to educate my artists and empower them so that way they don't need me. If they want to
educate me.
Yeah, exactly. Like Damar, man, like I'm gonna get him set up real nicely, and like I want him to be able to function in the NFT world without me.
That's why I hooked him up with you.
And if he still wants to continue to work with me, great. If he doesn't want to and he wants to do his own thing, then great, because I want him to be able to operate on the NFT platforms on his own, have his own collection, have his own promotion, and just use me as like, hey, I'll promote you, but you don't work for me anymore. You work for yourself. You know what I mean? But there are others who don't want to do that they just want to make NFT and have, me promote and do it for them, which I'm happy to do that as well.
Right.
I just want everybody involved in whatever way they want to be, because no matter what, we're all making money.
Well, I definitely want to shoot some art too. I'm still working out the kinks of the VR shit.
Bro, what you have with that VR stuff, I've told people about, just hinted at it, and like their mind's blown. Like what you're doing, again, is it's future stuff. Nobody's thinking about that yet.
Oh, really?
Nobody's thinking about NFTing actual, like, you know how you do the live sessions?
Yes.
You could use those videos and make them into NFTs.
Really? I never thought of that shit.
Exactly. Nobody had. Not very many. There's only a few people that I've talked to who even thought about that. So what you're doing is something that I've already been conceptualizing, and like,
man, you're like,
like imagine how you talk about creating a map. Imagine creating that map, selling that map as an NFT.
Yes.
And then you can also go to this map and interact, like you said. You can zoom in, visit, and explore the land in a VR setting. And that land is an NFT itself. And you can see the process of you creating that map.
Dude, people listen to this guy. This guy is way ahead of his time. Like, you got him and his staff. Yeah, Kryptic Crypto.
And Crexil NFT Gallery is where I'm card creating for. You can find us on Facebook at Crixel NFTs, and definitely go like that page and follow, because that's where all of our Crexil art and all these NFT stuff will be promoted through that space.
What do you guys have other than the native tribe that's out right now that people should check out?
Well, currently a lot of projects are in development. I have my hand in a lot of cookie jars. The most recent thing that we're doing will be what's on the Crixel NFT Gallery page. I have a couple auctions right now for some physical pieces by an artist named Zelda. She made some bead art, and so I have NFT'd those. I've given one away, and now I have another one at auction currently. And these are physical pieces that I will be giving out as well. But everything will be funneled through the Crexil NFT Art Gallery page. Also, updates on my Kryptic Crypto page whenever I start doing more with that. but currently, like a lot of projects are behind the scenes.
Yeah, of course.
With the Native American stuff, like that's the most recent, but even that's under development. So,
Okay.
like I
Okay.
said, I have a pretty big network. Also, so the most recent current project that I'm working on, which will be started tomorrow, I'm sure you're familiar with Little John, the rapper.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm in contact with his team.
Okay.
He wants to come to Wax NFTs and Atomic Hub platform. So I've been speaking with them.
Really?
I've set up 3 interviews with him. One for sure tomorrow. The other 2 are in question. But he'll be getting interviewed on Ken Bozak's podcast, which Ken Bozak is the #1 NFT guy. He's the only reason why I'm in this space. His website is www.nftforsale.com, number 4. He is the guy that whenever you hear NFTs in the future, you'll know his name.
Okay.
And I'm like one of his right hand men. So like in the future, any association with NFTs will be Crixel Art Gallery and also Kryptic BCI and Ken Bozak, and you'll hear about us because we are the innovators and we are the ones at the head of this industry. And with what Ken is doing, he is the forefront of all this. He's very about his community. He's very loving and giving, and that's what I've learned from him a lot, and really used all that to create what I'm doing now. But so with the Little John thing, yeah, we've convinced his team. They were all about it. They're going to come to Wax and Atomic Hub. I'm going to help facilitate that process. We have a couple interviews going on with him tomorrow. And then he'll be coming to Wax because he has an OpenSea NFT right now that's the auction. And we're promoting that. So after that, we'll be introducing him to Wax.
I have one. I have one OpenSea. That's all I have. Because I wanted to understand how it works.
Yeah, and the best place to try and test and play around would be wax.atomichub.io, because minting on that platform is essentially free, and you can mint and play and kind of discover and check things out. What's up, man? How you doing? And yeah, so it's the best way to kind of figure it out and do all that stuff. Yeah, we're supposed to be meeting Jeff here shortly, but I'm not sure if he's coming or not. We may meet somewhere else.
Make a deal.
So we're doing all that stuff right now, and that's what's happening right now in this current space. And that's not even included what we're doing with Kryptic BCI and also Crixel NFT Gallery, because after the June event, for the shitcoin event, I'm going to be having a gallery exhibit at the esports stadium, which will be the first of its kind in the Texas area. It will be all solely dedicated to NFT art, and we're going to create a gallery and exhibit for it. And
do you have a date set already?
Not yet. That I'm working on, because my focus has right now been on the event that I'm currently planning. But as soon as this event's over, the event at the esports stadium will be the next, and that will be that'll be a big one that we'll put on the map.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, man. Well, 2011. Clearly, you've been putting in work. Clearly, you know what you're doing. I'm happy for you, bro. I'm glad you reached out to me. He reached out to me. He friended me on Facebook because we was in the same group. I'm like, all right, bet. You seem like
you have great art, man. You're a great artist. I love your page and what you're about. I love the wizard hat, and so that's what really drew me. And I appreciate you connecting with Damar as well, because, like I said, whenever you're ready to get into space, like, man, I'm here for you, and I got time, and I will definitely get you on. And Damar, I have big plans for him.
I'm gonna hit you up later this week. All right, with some
anytime.
of my stuff. Whatever. I'm not sure where to start. You guide me.
I was gonna say I'll direct you right now.
I have the wizard hat, but you're the wizard.
Yeah, no worries. We'll get you I'll get you directed. I have my Cryptic collabs, which is for my collaborations, but I'm going to be creating Cryptic Studios, which will be directly for my artists to put out work under the Kryptic Crypto brand. So
okay. I hooked you up with Damar because I know Damar. I've known him since I was a kid.
Amazing work, man.
Damar
so
does Blackwater, but
amazing work, man. I love
Thank you.
that he made.
He's been drawing since we were kids.
He's amazing, man. Like I said, I told him, like, I'm gonna make him famous, man.
But I was like, when you told me that you were looking for art, like, oh, bet Damar. He's always looking for something to be a part of.
I appreciate that so much, because, like I said, his art is incredible, and he has so much range that I can do a lot with that. And so it's going to give him and I a big opportunity that, like I said, eventually I would like to set him up to do his own stuff. But I'm happy to work with him as long as he wants to work with me for however long. Kryptic Crypto is the brand that we're focusing on now, but that's because I'm getting a lot of exposure for that.
Yeah, everywhere.
But I want everybody to have their own. I want to teach people to not need me, and if they want to use me, I'm here for that as well. well. So
right.
they all win, and that's my goal. Is that I want to empower people to do what they're doing, and that's what we're doing with the Crixel NFT Gallery and also Kryptic BCI. Like we're here to, and also the play to earn. Like we're here to empower people and teach them. We're not here to just make money. We're not here to just get eyes on us. We're here to empower and create community and get everybody on a level that they all have what they need, and we can all enjoy life together.
I'm really hyped that you're on the e-gaming side of things, because I'm a gamer myself. I haven't gamed it that much in a while, but I'm like, I would love to be part of the gaming world. Like, so the gaming side of, are you you said it's blockchain only, and what does that mean?
So we're going to be focused on blockchain games solely, because with the difference between let's say playing Warzone and Fortnite is that you have to win money, but you have to pay into these games.
Okay.
With the blockchain games, you can earn crypto by participating in these games, and they have various games like first-person shooter, strategy, RPG, all kinds. So what our aim is to learn these games ourselves, create an income based off them, and teach others how to create an income themselves and how to play these games, because it's no different than playing. It's just the only difference is it's on the computer, so what we're hoping is that these games are the future, that EA and all these other gaming companies, they will move towards blockchain gaming, because it'll be completely monetized, not just for the company but for the user as well. And so we want to start that process of educating people, because it's all about the youth. Like it's great, that people like us want to learn and play, but imagine like our kids are going to be the ones playing these games. And imagine also in countries where their families can't provide for them. Their mom and dads, are working a lot of jobs because they can't bring enough income. So these kids can play these games and earn money to help their families, to pay for stuff, to pay for food.
Know what this sounds like? You ever seen the movie, I think it's called Replicants or something, with Bruce Willis?
Oh, Bruce Willis. Yes, I have seen that one. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds just like that.
And they all plug into their
yeah, man, that's where you're at right now, bro. You're way out there.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do, man. We're trying to actually, not just talk about impacting the world, but creating that impact, because we have, like I said, the systems are in place. We have the means to do it. It's just a matter of utilizing them. And a lot of people are not. A lot of people are just looking to make money and profit and get involved with the monetary aspect of it.
It should be all about happiness.
Yeah, we're trying to bring community back together. We're trying to bring equality back, and we want people to live lives that they're happy with.
Be your own farmers, be your own artists, be your own everything.
Yeah, be your own bank, be your own person, live in this world and coexist together. Nobody needs ownership of anything. We can all collaborate and have each other's backs and really thrive in this world together.
Like realistically, how long do you think it's gonna take for that dream of blockchain NFT to like finally be like where everybody's like, you know what? Yeah, we can be our own people. 10 years, 20 years?
Well, okay, so what we've seen right now with the blockchain and Bitcoin is that Bitcoin came out in 2009 and nobody knew exactly what it was, to where we are now, where everybody's trying to get involved. With the NFT stuff, because that's just another facet of the blockchain and Bitcoin community, what I believe we'll see is that application will be exponential. Like what happened in 11 years, 12 years, we're going to see twice as much growth and capabilities in less than 5. You know what I mean? Like especially what we're doing right now, what we're doing now is setting up the foundation for that. You want another one? I'm down. Yeah. So what we're doing now is setting up for that, because we're not just talking about the future, we're creating it today. And so we're setting up the youth. Like I was saying, that was great. Because what we're doing, we can see a huge impact within one generation, because we're setting up our kids to innovate. Like we're doing a lot of innovations, we're doing a lot of groundwork, but it's our next generation that are really going to skyrocket this idea and these events, and they're really going to create, exponential growth. That we're going to make some big changes, but it's the kids of the next generation who are going to do it 100 times faster and 100 times better. And that's what we're going to teach them, is to do what we do, but do it in a better way, do it faster, because there is no more time to wait. There's no more, waiting for somebody to do something. We're doing something now because we need that change today. We needed it yesterday. There's no point waiting anymore, because the systems are in place that we can cut these systems out that are negative and basically cancerous, and we can regroup, and we can do that now. And so that's what I'm doing. That's what Will's doing. That's what we're doing, is we're creating this foundation today, so that way my daughter can, you know, make that big change in her life. And it's going to happen. I mean, in half the time, or maybe even a third of the time that we saw blockchain adoption happen, because everybody already knows what's happening, but they're so focused on trying to figure out Bitcoin and blockchain and NFTs that, you know, they need people like us to move on to the next step. Because once they figure out those things, then we'll be able to be like, hey, well, here's all this too, and y'all are ready for it. So honestly, man, within the next 5 years, we're going to see major changes, and I'm happy to say that I'm going to be a big part of that.
I'm happy too, brother.
We're creating titans of industry. You know, we're going to change things, and we're becoming the corporations, and we're going to make sure that everybody has a fighting chance.
Man, well, I'm proud of you, brother. I don't want to hold too much of your time. I want to let you go, mainly because my internet seems like to be slowing down.
Yeah, you're stuck.
I don't want this dope ass information to be lost.
No, for sure. We can set. I'm happy to do another interview anytime. This is amazing. Like,
oh, we're going to do another one, bro. We're
the most exposure we can get, the better, because we need people to know what we're doing, and we need people to get involved. Because, like I said, anybody's capable. You don't have to be a bank or corporation. You don't have to have money. You know, we can get you involved by just.
That's why I wanted to do this interview, because I'm like, oh, Miguel's doing NFTs. I'm a big I'm interested in NFTs. I don't fully understand NFTs. I need somebody to explain NFTs. The only thing I understand about NFTs is that it's pretty much, it is a game changer. You can make just about anything on it. And right now, for what my understanding is, I could put art and music and books and attach it to it, and it's forever. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. That's what I understand. But the more I listen, I'm like, so there's more to it. So you can add like attributes inside, like
you can create contracts, you know, real deal contracts that, you know, forget having lawyers. We're the lawyers, man. Like, we're creating these contracts ourselves. We don't need to pay somebody to do it. You know, we can do it.
So I'm gonna let you go, brother. Enjoy your day in Texas. Enjoy those meals. One shout out to your partner, to your
shout out to Will and Kryptic BCI. Shout out to
thumbs
Crexil.
up on that stash collab.
Boom.
Yeah. Shout out to Crixel NFT Gallery. Check us out on Facebook at Crixel NFTs, and of course follow me, Miguel Crypto. We'll be doing a lot, and I'm gonna make sure everybody's included and have a good time.
Yes. Be blessed. Stay good. Keep that smile on your face. Keep being humble, bro. I see you being humble. I know you do yoga, and you're a yogi. So am I.
I'm getting back into it. We can have a yoga chat, man. The yoga session for sure.
But I'll see you next time, okay, brother?
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. I'll talk with you soon.
Have a good one. Soon.
Bye.